I'm going to show you how a real nomad would play Cyberpunk 2077. Nomads are incredibly talented crafters and have learned to survive despite the odds being stacked against them. And I'm going to lean into these strengths to create a resilient juggernaut that can craft whatever he needs to get the job done. But before I can make my own gear, I need to get through this tutorial mission. Real nomads approach combat loud and proud, and they stay on the move, which makes shotguns an ideal weapon choice. And this guy hand delivers one right to me. Oh wow, I was looking for this. Thanks for the shotgun, pal. I don't like to stay in one place long, and expect the same from my opponents, so when they take cover, all it takes is a well-placed grenade to put them back in my sights. You can't hide from me. Alright, get out of here. Now don't get me wrong, I don't have a death wish. I'm just not about to cower in fear, waiting for my enemies to make the first move. I survive by striking first, only falling back to reload or heal. When I'm good and ready, I put the pressure back on my enemy and I push forward aggressively until I've won the fight. Hey, where are you going, buddy? Trying to run away? That's not allowed. However, I quickly ran into a problem with my double-barrel shotgun, mainly that it's a double-barrel shotgun. It only has 2 shots, which means if I miss, I'm pretty much defenseless and need to go take cover until I can get that reload done. And that's really not the situation I want to be in. I don't want to only be able to take out 1 or 2 people before needing to take cover, which is why I got to crafting. I took some perks that would give me more components when breaking down weapons, so I would have enough parts to make everything I needed. Okay, I'm gonna disassemble all of these weapons so I get the components from them, and then I'm going to use the components to make a shotgun, and I will use the components to make another shotgun. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and equip both shotguns so that when one of them is out of ammo, I can just switch to the other so I have a little bit more staying power when I'm in a fight. It's time to test my double barrel strategy, so I found 3 volunteers and opened fire. But even with a second double barrel shotgun, I still spent more time reloading during the fight than I was hoping for. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it's time to make 1 more shotgun, and just equip all 3 of them and give that a go. Alright, it's time to try out my triple double barrel strat. And we got 3 enemies right here, so that seems like the right number. Alrighty. Okay, can't miss this last shot. That's a success. That's a pretty big success. And I didn't even aim very well, and that was still a huge success. I took my triple double barrel against a larger group of enemies, and it worked perfectly. It felt so satisfying to use. Every time I needed to have a shot available, it was there waiting for me, ready to go. I did have an extremely close call, almost getting dropped. I was at 1 HP. I really don't know how I survived that. But I did have my shotguns ready to go when the enemies rounded the corner again and was able to finish them off. Alright, let's go for a little flying shotgun leap strike attack. That's top tier commentary, you're welcome. After my flying shotgun leap strike attack, I was a little bit overconfident and took quite a bit of damage, but I had the grenade out and I had health, so I popped that and headed forward, finished the first enemy off, and charged the second one without realizing that I wasn't gonna have enough damage to finish him, and I almost got dropped by this guy.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You got lucky today. Now get your act together and start building some damn armor.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and make some armor now. I need to make a little money with crafting so that I have enough money to afford all the parts. So I'm gonna go to a junk dealer and hello, ma'am.
What can I do for you?
You can let me buy some parts and I will make a bunch of pistols and I will sell them to you for money, because the way a real nomad would make money in Cyberpunk 2077 is with crafting. You can make so much money by just going to a junk dealer, buying all the components that they have, crafting them into valuable weapons, and selling them right back to that same junk dealer. And if you just hop outside for a second and wait 24 hours, they restock their supply of components, so you can do this an infinite amount of times to make an infinite amount of money and afford whatever you want. It just takes a little bit of a grind. I used the money I made to buy even more parts, and I created a epic quality shotgun and a full set of epic quality armor so I would be better protected and better armed in my next fight. I'm going to finish up by crafting some Mark III health injectors, and I'm going to craft a bunch of frag grenades as well so that I can just toss them anytime I want and not feel like I need to hold back at all. Then I'm going to go into the perk tree, and I'm going to take perks that increase the armor that crafted armor gives me, and it's going to increase the damage that my crafted weapons deal, and I'm going to take all that out for a test ride on this massive camp here. Because, you know what? I miss raiding. I miss raiding from back in my Nomad days when we used to raid fuel depots on the road, and I may not have a clan here to do it with me, but I've got a bunch of frag grenades, and I'm not saying that frag grenades are better than family, but I mean, they're pretty good, so I'm not complaining. It feels pretty good to have infinite frag grenades and just be able to throw one anytime I want, because usually when they hit an enemy, the enemy gets staggered, and then they can't even fight back. I just get to walk up and shotgun them. Alright, I got a real tough customer here. There's a giant mech suit here, so I'm just going to lob grenades, and they are not doing as much damage as I was hoping they're going to do. That health bar is barely moving, and I'm going to run out of frag grenades long before I kill it. So I think I'm going to have to drop down and get some shotgun shots in. Yeah, I'm definitely going to run out of grenades before I finish this thing off. Oops, that's a little whoopsie grenade. I'm going to take cover over here for a bit. Okay, so the mech suit walked off to the right, so I'm just going to finish this guy here and chase it over into the warehouse with an EMP grenade. Hopefully that disables it so it's not shooting at me, because I don't quite have the power to just stand in front of a giant mech suit. But this is working pretty well. I just noticed I'm aiming for the little joints like I would if I was playing Borderlands, but it seems to have worked. I mean, it knocked off the arm, so, you know, I guess this is the same mech as in Borderlands, and we finished it off, and it has a legendary shotgun crafting spec for me to pick up, which is perfect, because now I am decked out. I'm OP. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that, and go and find somebody to test it out on. Thankfully, there's still 2 guys left in the camp over here on the helipad, so boom. He's not dead. Okay, well, we'll go back, finish this guy, and finish this one while he's standing. Perfect. This is a good shotgun. I like this. I picked up the cyberware malfunction hack so that I could disable enemy netrunners, but I only ended up using it one time. I was taking out a camp and there were only 2 enemies left. I pinged the first one and saw that the second was a netrunner, so I walked up and just finished the first one off and thought, okay, this is great. This is the perfect time for me to use my cyberware malfunction hack, and I loaded that bad boy up. But it turns out it takes kind of a long time to upload, and I should have just shot my shotgun, but I was determined. I wanted to disable him.
Hacking for pussies!
That's an interesting voice line for a netrunner to have, but hey, you said it, champ. It's time for me to become an unstoppable juggernaut. So I crafted a full set of legendary armor, and I also crafted 2 different legendary shotguns. I picked up a light machine gun from a arms vendor, and I took it all out for a test run on an enemy camp. All right, let's see how it does pretty well. Okay, that's just one-shotting both of them. That's amazing. I upgraded my legs so that I have the double jump, so I can get up to high places and jump around the battlefield. No problem. I also got a bunch of upgrades for survivability, a lot of health regen, and why can I not hit this enemy? I can't hit this enemy with any shots. Okay, I'm gonna die. I can't hit them. Okay. I'm gonna take out the rest of the camp, deal with her later. Ran around taking out more enemies before working my way back to the dodging lady, and she didn't even dodge my attacks at all this time. She just died immediately. But this must be your brother, because this guy is dodging, and I don't know how you're gonna tell me that you are dodging every single one of these shotgun pellets by moving 6 inches to the left or the right, but whatever, I have a backup plan. I thought I would use Chase Coley as the enemy I can test this build against, so it can be a direct comparison to the video I made on the Corpo, but it ended up being kind of boring, because in addition to me not really doing much damage to Chase didn't really do any damage at all to me. Like, literally none. that didn't even do 1 damage. So I went up and I finished him off with a punch after a long time of shooting, and here's the build that I'm going to use while going on a rampage against the NCPD, because I think they're the only ones that are going to be able to fight back. I have multiple things that give me a ton of health back when I get very low. One of them just straight brings me back to life when I get down, and I have the cold-blooded perk that brings me back to life when I take lethal damage as well. So let's try this out against a truly worthy opponent. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, that doesn't seem like a worthy opponent. But I need to get the threat level up to 4 sheriff badges or whatever that is. So let's go around fighting them until I get their top tier forces. And no, they're actually doing plenty of damage. They're definitely, that hurts very, very much. But that's okay. I was disrespecting pretty hard at this point. I just assumed that he couldn't kill me, but he actually managed to take me down, and then my resurrection rebooted me, and I finished him off, and went out in search of more enemies to take down. Okay, come on. Come and fight me. I've been forgetting to use grenades, and I have a perk that makes me immune to the explosion of my own grenades, so I'm just gonna blanket the whole battlefield and just blow up. There's nowhere you can stand without getting blown up. It really feels like the crafting build is very strong and doing exactly what it needs to do, but you know, this is only the 2nd build I've used in this game. Maybe all the builds are just OP, and you can let me know in the comments if all the builds can just fight against NCPD like this. It feels pretty good. It feels pretty fun to play and be able to just toss grenades all over the ground and not die. I highly recommend it. I got a little blooper for you to end the video, but thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alright, I'm just gonna drop in and get the jump on these guys.
My time has come.
Oh, I'm so stupid.